just everyone getting set up and
Right.
But I'm going to be doing a live stream immediately after the Sonic one. I've got a whole array of guests joining me. Well, I'll talk about this in a moment anyway.
You mean you've organised it far more than I have? I've focused on the process, and you've actually focused on the content. So we have that's Bungalow Dorf over there. I think they've arrived. So we've got Dom and we've got Gaz. So yeah, this is. So I suppose it's time to go. So ready? Stand by, everybody. Well, hello everybody. This is probably going to be a little more chaotic than I would like, but the fact that it's working is a marvel. So we're here at Superbooth. This is our very roomy room, which is why I'm not on my usual thing, and I still haven't set up the live stream properly, but we're getting there. But we've got beaming in from the UK. We've got Mr. Dominic Hawkin.
Hello there.
Thankfully, hello Dom. How are you?
I'm good, thanks very much. Yeah, I'm in West Sussex at the moment, so hopefully at least my signal will stay consistent. But I'm going to be over there tomorrow. I'm really excited about this. I feel like I'm missing out. I've got FUD or whatever it's called. It looks amazing. The sun's shining, Gaz is there, resplendent in his amazing shirt.
Okay, thanks.
I think tomorrow, leaving the Wigglies behind, and I'm there.
Excellent. Well, I think you've picked the perfect day for it because basically everything, it's warm, it's like proper summer. It feels like a really brilliant gig. We're all set up in our room here. There's kind of stuff. I've actually got a bit of decor here. But we've also got Mr. Gaz Williams who's here in his very roomy room as well. How are you, Gaz?
I'm very good, thank you. I'm in my own little super booth, actually. So, I'm going to be doing a show myself immediately after this stream. So that's something I'm really excited about. I've got a lot of guests joining me. So, Superbooth, here we are, 2022. It's, super exciting. Loads of cool things as well. Loads of new stuff. So people are going to be, I'm sure, on the edge of their seats because there's so much ace things being announced at this event.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, it feels like, well, obviously we've got, to be honest, my brain has been sort of so focused with sort of technology and getting this thing working, which fortunately we are, but there are some exciting things. But you've got like a proper room and everything. How come did you figure that out? That's not...
I put it together. Tim from Superbooth helped me. It's like a little, it's like, I don't know, it's not much you can see here really, but it's a little... it's my own little space for hosting my show from. So I've got Andreas Schneider joining me, who's the great Andreas, who's the founder of Superbooth. So he'll be popping along to have a little chat about some of the things that's going to be happening over the next few days. Also, Bo Beats will be joining me, and Richard Nicol from Bob Eats, yeah, he'll be along, and I've got Paul Worthington of PWM. He's going to be popping in, and who else? Richard Nicol from Pittsburgh Modular, and he's here with quite an interesting new thing. So stay tuned. So I'll be going live on my show as soon as this show's over. So lots of cool stuff coming.
Right, I'm just making a few adjustments so that because we've also this is quite exciting. We've actually got a remote camera which is out in the woods at Bungalow Dorf. There's Andy's hands. He's obviously adjusting. We wanted to see whether this would work. So yeah, you can see what's going on. This is the sort of campsite that is happening out there. We're having a few audio issues. Ed is filming a bit of stuff, which is all going to start coming online pretty soon. Yeah, we've got some strange hashing noises, but this is going to be about the flavour of it, so we can get some remote cam as well as all the other things. So I suppose the thing that's kind of exciting. Oh, actually, I nearly forgot. I really want to say thank you to our friends over at SOMA. SOMA Laboratories are sponsoring this stream, in fact, and I wanted to play this video. Why not, guys? Yes, in the true form. They'll be showing something new. I forgot what it's called. It's called Terra, isn't it? They're announcing something out, so we'll be shooting some stuff with them, and there'll be a link to that's the Pulsar 23 drum machine that I reviewed ages ago, which is actually very cool. So yeah, thanks to them they'll be supporting us. So there's some big news, Dom. I mean, since last week, the OB-X8 has actually gone out, and that seems like I've got the 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. That's what I'm seeing.
Really, it's how fabulous. It's wonderful in every respect, isn't it? It's just like so brilliant to see it out there. It looks amazing. It's a proper synthesizer with proper heritage. Just the whole thing is wonderful, isn't it? You just want to give it a big hug. I can't wait to hear it, and actually, hopefully, it's going to live up to these wonderous expectations. But it really is just what a wonderful thing, and hopefully, certainly going to be one of the highlights of the show. Definitely, really pleased to see it. Have you managed to catch a glimpse? Sorry.
No, I haven't. I've been stuck in here. I'm sorry, I just missed a shot of there was Ed on a bouncy castle somewhere, but we missed that. But we'll come back to that, I'm sure. Yeah, I mean, it's really interesting. They've incorporated the filters from the X and the I think there's 3 main filter types. I forget which they are now because I can't retain any information yet. Gaz, have you had a chance to peruse the specs? Have you seen it? Have you been to the room where it's in yet?
No, not yet. I've been completely flat out myself since I've got here. But again, just to echo Dom's sentiments there, just brilliant. I mean, this isn't just a token return of Oberheim. This is a proper, thoroughbred Oberheim. So really, grounds for celebration all round, I think. So yeah, can't wait to have a go. And just got to try and remember how to play some nice chords. I always have this problem. I'm a rubbish keyboard player, and people kind of maybe think I'm going to be better than I am, and I just like, I should get a few chords practice before I come to these events, I think, just to try and bluff a little.
Well, I know. It's actually quite, you're right though, it's quite hard to come up with shapes. You always jump into the same shot. I mean, all the time when I'm reviewing, I very, very rarely come up with new stuff, and I really do try, but it adds an awful lot of time to the process, having to do that. That's for sure. But yeah, it's cool. I think that's going to be exciting. What else do you think? That we're going to finally see the Teenage Engineering. Oh gosh, what's it? The
TX6
the mixer.
Yeah, the TX6. I bumped into Tobias earlier. He might pop on. So Tobias might be joining me later on my show as well. Tobias from Teenage Engineering. He was teasing me with something. I tried twisting his arm. He wouldn't say what. Tomorrow, big announcement from Teenage Engineering. So what is that going to be? Yeah, he did hint at something. So not sure. So maybe I can get him to confess if he does turn up on my show later. But let's just say that this mixer may be the start of something else.
Okay. That's interesting to know. Well, I've got an appointment with them tomorrow as well, first thing. I think of the diary. Let's see. Yeah,
I think that's going to be it.
Teenage Engineering tomorrow at 10 o'clock. I can't remember, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, wherever it is, sometime around there. Because I made the... I just made the big mistake of entering everything in the wrong time zone before I printed out the diary. Schoolboy error. Schoolboy error.
I did have a go. I did actually have a go at the TX6 earlier, though. I did actually have hands on. Yeah, had a little play with it, and it is unbelievably tiny. I think you're not quite prepared for just how small it is. That second row is really tricky to adjust, but the rest of, what's apparent straight away is the quality of it. It feels fantastic, and the little tiny encoder is precise, and this little tiny screen I was in bright sunlight, but I could still make it out. And but just holding it in my hand, I was like, it does exude a quality that's that you really do have to kind of get hands on to appreciate, really. But it is incredibly tiny, so yeah. But I was adjusting the EQ, for instance, and as I wasn't listening, it was just literally just a little go of the interface, I suppose. But as I was adjusting the EQ, I was really impressed about how much you could kind of feel the control in these tiny pots. Mike from ESI was there at the same time, and he brought up the topic about obviously the cost of it, and yeah, I mean, this thing is everything custom, and it feels like a premium, expensive product. So I know it's super expensive, and that will probably price it out of the market for many people. However, it is it's a luxury. It's definitely a luxury item, I'd say, albeit a mini luxury item.
Yeah, I'd say that. I know, Dom, I have to say, I think you've picked a really good year to come, because we got here, you can see we've got a bit of live cam going on. This is out in the bungalow Dorf. This is our new roaming camera setup, which I don't know
it's just
whether
great.
we've got. Yeah, we got a bit of hash noise in there, but there is a mic on somebody. I don't know if Andy can hear me. Can you hear me, Andy?
I can just about hear you. We had to reset everything and reboot, but we're kind of back online.
Excellent. So this is the bungalow Dorf. This is where all the cool kids hang out, and I think it's where the party's going to be later, or much of the partying. There's I don't know who's there yet. It looks like people are still setting up, and Ed's filming a piece with endorphins, I believe. No, oh no, he's not. What up,
He's
Ed?
just chilling.
How come you're not doing it?
He can't hear you because he's not monitoring now.
Okay,
he's
fair enough.
been delayed a bit. They're just waiting to get set up. Everyone's still setting up here. It's very much early days.
Yeah, well, just to sort of reiterate that what we've done here, so we've got this roving camera, which is one of our show rigs that's coming in. It's a little bit of latency, but this is very much a test. So this first broadcast is really a kind of test. I mean, to be honest, I haven't planned all that much. It sounds like, Gaz, you've got a much better show than we have. So everybody should come to yours. Come down to yours later.
Yeah, come and hang out. George, the great George Hearn is going to be joining me later as well, which always a pleasure to see George. But George is actually going to be, he's here with UDO, but he's actually going to be doing a concert in the auditorium, which I think is lovely.
Nice.
Because
he's good.
We've seen George. Yeah, I think his joyous demonstrations of the Super 6 have really captivated everybody. So I'm really pleased that he's actually here as a musician, as a performing musician as well. As am I should mention. I'm playing tomorrow morning. I'm playing the opening of Superbooth. I should probably mention that as well. So I'm really excited about at 10 a.m. Unfortunately, I don't think that's going to be streamed live. Maybe it's for the best because it's going to be. I don't know. But I've actually brought. I played last year. It was so much fun. We played. So as all the not just the punters, as the exhibitors arrive, they all are forced to walk past us. So get to play, which is the thing I love to do. But what I've done this year is I've brought an effects unit with me. Last year I was just plain vanilla, straight into the amp. But I've programmed some absolutely horrific sounds into my little multi-effects unit. So I'm going to unleash that on everyone tomorrow. So quite excited about that. But so George is going to be performing tomorrow evening. And I know that he's just nipped off for a practice, and he's gonna come and pop onto my show after he's just done an hour and a half practice. So that's cool.
Oh,
so
cool.
I'm really excited about that. Yeah.
So what time are you arriving then, Dom?
About 12, something like that. I should be in for about 1. I'm guessing. With any luck, I can come straight from the airport. And I'm really looking forward to that area where all of the boutique oriented, I guess, small to mid-size guys and girls producing amazing stuff. it just really interests me. And there's loads of people that I've spoken to in the last sort of probably 2 or 3 years. The guys behind the Vector synth that I've kind of had video chats with and talked about stuff with them. And yeah, it'd be so nice to just meet them in person. There's so many people popping up, and also people who've watched the stream, people who've watched Sonicstate, or just said hello or got in touch. They were like, "Oh, actually, we're going to be out there." Ben Breslin, who's always kind of chatting to me. And I'm thinking, do you know what? I probably don't even know what you look like half the time. You've appeared in my messages and we've chatted about all sorts of crazy stuff. But I'm going to have to, I'm going to be either wearing the white carnation, I think.
Well, no, people but the thing is people will know what you look like. So you get the strange kind of...
Oh, I guess, yeah.
People know who you are because, you've been on the show a bunch of times. The same, you just get people coming up and saying, hi, and you're like, I don't know you. But
if anyone is around and sees me... Definitely come up and say hi, because that'd be absolutely brilliant to see you. It'd be just amazing. But yeah, I mean, I don't know of the larger manufacturers who's up there, obviously because the new little Roland things came out and bits and pieces like that. But I think the biggest interest for me is that kind of smaller collection of creative, just amazing people. Really, it's just so excited to kind of see them all.
Yeah, well, we've got. I've managed to secure, at least that's what I've been told. I'm going to be able to talk to Gareth Jones and Daniel Miller, who are performing. I'm not sure what day they're performing, but they said, they'd have a chat. So hopefully get a bit of
nice
chat. So I've just realised my back. I've got a real back problem, and I'm really leaning badly. My posture's terrible. But. So for those perhaps who haven't seen this before, we're going to start bringing stuff on stream. There's so much stuff to see. We've got Andy's out there in the field with the live cam. We've got Ed. We've got Rob in the States. We've got Gaz, I think, maybe doing some stuff for us tomorrow. And also we've got Chris Midiera, who's here helping out. So we're going to have plenty of things. And all of this stuff is hopefully working very well. But yes, actually, we should mention those Roland Compact Iris. Interesting move, isn't it? They've gone back to ACB for those three. Which is your favourite, then, Gaz?
I think I like the vocal one. I'm quite tempted with that one. It looks really good. Because I'd been hovering around getting the VT3 just as a kind of quick and easy vocal processor. But I think this one actually maybe even looks better, and I think the fact that there's a looper in there, and the fact that then you can use that scatter function on the looper. I think if it syncs well. Did it have MIDI DIN on it though?
It's got TRS MIDI. It's got TRS
okay,
MIDI.
yeah, okay.
But you can also apply the effects. Of the vocoder will work on the USB return input. It doesn't have to be the mic input. I agree. I think that's the hottest one. It really seemed to work very nicely. I don't know what you thought, Dom, because I mean you were into the sort of dub, and it sounded like it's very good for dubby.
Yeah, I love it because it sort of brings, it's sort of new, isn't it? It does new things. It's not groundbreaking, but it's like a box that does something a bit different to the norm, which is brilliant. And so yeah, absolutely all over that one. But equally, the drums with the 303 line, which isn't really doing anything new, is actually doing what it does really, really well. So normally, you've got an RD8 and one of the various clones of the 303s all patched together, and this sounds brilliant. So if you're doing your live, there's so many people out there that on hardware jams and that kind of stuff doing live techno-ish oriented 303 kind of acid techno stuff, and just having a small box like that running off batteries and maybe a little synth, maybe the synth unit on there as well, makes for a really nice little bit of kit to just play with, and I think that was brilliant. Really, really nice. It's it's what the rhythm, was it the Rhythm Wolf, the Timberwolves drum cousin with the bass channel, and it's what it really should have been.
I'm not sure Roland would be happy to be mentioned in the same breath,
but you know what I mean. It's a drum machine. Yeah, exactly. Drum machine with a bass channel. Do you know what I mean? Ignoring all of the things. I love the Timberwolf stuff anyway. But yeah, having a bass, a mini TR8 with a bass line that you can actually program relatively easily, and it's got that kind of random button on there. I think people are going to be all over that. It's fantastic.
I think so. I must admit, I felt that I mean, David's a great demonstrator, but the palette of sounds that you have to play with, it just felt very, apart from the VT, just feels very kind of like, we've kind of been there and done that. And it's weird that they've gone back to ACB after all this, because ABM was the other one, which are in the JX08 and the JD08, which I think are fantastic. They're really good, because you get more voices, you get like more stuff.
But we see this with Roland, though, don't we? We see them releasing products at a certain price point, and then after they've been on the market, they come out at the budget. And so, this feels kind of fairly typical in Roland's sort of strategy. However, I think the ACB stuff sounds great. So a little 175 quid drum machine that's got the bonus as a baseline as well. Still pretty good. What's the other one then? The other one is like a little synth. I don't think I paid much attention.
It's a four-voice Juno 60 modelled ACB, but it's got chord presets. So each step you can load 8 steps or 8 chord memories, so you can create chord progressions. But then you can apply arpeggiator patterns and trigger patterns per step to that, so you can get some quite interesting stuff. You can also play it, via MIDI, but it's only 4 voices, so it's back to that kind of ACB limitation, which you kind of think, well, right. I mean, if that had been 20, if that had been 20 voices and had an editor, and had MIDI CC control, so you could do it, then it would have been something perhaps a bit more compelling. But I mean, I still think it sounded good.
But
it's a different market,
like you mentioned,
isn't
it? Yeah. But that, the vocal one, though, doesn't really have any other competitors, really, other than, I think it's the VT4 that I should have mentioned before. But there's not many vocal processors around. There's the TC electronic ones. There's a few electro-harmonic ones as well. So, that's an area that is kind of undersaturated. So, so I definitely think that is the pick. What else was I going to say, though? How did the build quality of them feel? I mean, because obviously the criticism of the boutiques was the short travel of the controls. Did you get hands-on on them, Nick?
It was okay. I mean, it's they've obviously gone for more budget stuff, but it's still pretty good. And the fact that they're rechargeable is sort of helpful, I guess. I suppose the thing is I just wasn't that excited by the technology getting it into a box is good, and that's why I thought that the VT was more interesting, because you could at least use your voice to make a sound that's different to, a 606 snare and a hi hat and a 909 kick.
It's difficult though, because maybe it's just all my friends, but they're still all over that stuff. I mean, it's a cliched, we get the 909 kick going, and then the hi-hats on it's booms and boots and cats. But all my friends are all over it, and it's the market is just there, and it may just be the people I associate myself with, but the acid techno oriented live stuff. Whether you like it or not, is still massive. So to jump in on that scene with a little box for 170 quid, you can just play around with on the train is great. Yeah, it's not groundbreaking, and I agree that the vocal one is, it fills a hole I didn't realise was there, But there's a load of people who are still loving those classic sounds, and they all went and bought RD8s or R8s and R8s to get them still, and a £170 box that does similar is going to be right up their street, I know. At least so my mates are happy anyway.
So can I just say one thing, Nick? I think seeing David Ireland, he's been making, because he did some great demos of the Juno X, showing off some nice keyboard chops, but also getting him singing as well. I thought was really nice. So nice one, David. I think he's broadened his musical palette somewhat as well. It's good to see.
Yeah, well, I'm just going to switch to a little bit of. We've got a bit more live roaming. I don't know where we're going here. It looks like they're leaving Bungalowdorf, lad. I'll turn the voice up. But so this is sort of live. So for those of you who haven't perhaps been to this before, this is out in the woods. This whole thing is set in a bunch of woodlands. Oh, that's the guy we need to see, Andy. He's got the key to the room. Get him. I don't think he can hear us. I think there's disconnect. But this is, so it's in this sort of massive park, and there's a little train. I think Andy's about to cross over the tracks. There's a little station here where basically the kids get to ride around. This whole area was a play and education area for children in East Germany, in East Berlin. And there are lots of children here all the time. So yeah, Andy's going to do his Gloria Swanson train tracks here. And then as he comes to the end, if you turn left, you go out of the bit, you leave the park, and these are the bungalow dwarfs. Or maybe it's the other way around, I can't remember. Oh yeah, then there's the side. So, and then back down towards, this is where the main building is. There are a couple of stages. It's going to be pretty, and you can see the weather. We got there, it's like 26 degrees. So, I mean, it's a massive venue. So I'm really hoping lots of people show up to make it kind of fun and make it work out, because it really is kind of good laugh. You're there, Gaz. Yes. Are you still there? Oh, he's frozen.
Oh.
Ah, well.
Never mind. No, I can't wait. It's going to be. It has an aura of holiday camp about it, I think, which is kind of neat. I didn't expect it to be in a forest.
That's pretty much, if you're lucky, you'll see a wild bar. We have the story because Andy was working late, one of the first ones we did here. And we all went. We said, "Oh, really hungry." And I said, "Oh, I'm just going to stick around and watch this band." I think, no, that's right. He was watching something. And then as he walked back, literally, a massive wild boar jumped out of the bush, together with 3 little babies, and ran across. Which, when you see wild boar with babies, that's very dangerous.
Yes.
So he couldn't. Yes. So yeah, you added extra free stuff. Sorry, Gaz, we lost you there for a minute. You're back now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So not sure what happened then. So, but good to be back. The train. I can see Andy's panning around. Is the little train running?
You know what? I'm not sure if it is or not. I'm not sure. Let's go. Let's just do it. Well, if we go 4 up, then we can see everybody and the cam. So lots of cyclists. So yeah, this is going to be kind of a short one. I just want to say thank you very much to SOMA Laboratories for sponsoring the live stream. There'll be a link at the end of the show. You can check out their own Pulsar 23 demo. We've got a review of it, and we will be going to see them. I think it's either tomorrow or Friday, where we can see what they've got new, because they've got a really crazy new instrument, which is Terra. I think it's called, isn't it? I don't know. I mean, I don't know if any of you know anything about it. You may well do. I'm just looking to see where we're seeing Sona.
No, there's some epic stuff. There's a thing that plugs into, it's a Eurorack to LED interface, I think, isn't it? So you've got strings and strings of amazing LEDs that you can then kind of power from your Eurorack with CV and gate, which is just, I think I saw the post and I just put insanely brilliant or something underneath it, because it really is a fabulous idea.
Such a great idea.
Right up your street, Gaz, right? I should think.
Yeah, really cool. And I mean, it'll work with all those you can buy those super cheap LED light strips for like £5 or whatever. And I just have multiple ones of that and be able to sequence them. What a cool idea. But it's so much, they just do awesome things.
Yeah, brilliant. Well, I think we're probably going to bring this to an end, because I know, Gaz, you want to get prep. Have you got someone producing for you tonight? Because if you've got that many guests, how on earth are you managing it? Oh my God.
I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
You need some more blue tack, mate. You need some more blue tack, because your poster's fallen down.
The poster.
Oh, no! Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, dear. Oh, that's a good start. I've got a reputation for being shoddy, so I think it's only fair.
Thanks for joining. This is really bizarre, because Gaz is actually downstairs in the building, coming in via our video conferencing, and Dom is in the UK, and then Andy is walking back. This is what there's loads of. You see these there's all these kind of kids things all over the place, and then there's a big stadium in the house as well. There's a massive stadium. So usually when you come in the morning, this whole area is just covered in sort of playing children. It's just a great venue. So Andy's making his way back to the building. So what we have proven is that the streaming data will come out of the system into our system. But yeah, it's still a bit. We've got a couple of things to sort out. But Gaz, you've done your blue tacking. So like I say, yes, please do stick around. There's loads of stuff on our channel. Gaz is going to be around tonight. We will be putting all of our videos. We fully expect to get a lot of videos. And Dom, you may be in one of them. You never know.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Well, like I say, come up and say hello, but also, if you see me running around with a camera, come up and say hello as well and get on stream. Let's see what we can do. I'm quite interested
Yeah.
to talk to the non-industry people. Sorry, Gaz, carry on.
No, just to say, really, I'm going to be streaming in half an hour. So my show is earlier than normal, so it will be on in half an hour. And as I say, got a great load of guests coming to join me. So please join. And yeah, fabulous.
Jamie Gio since has bought us a Superbooth beverage token, so
Nice.
thanks, mate. I think we might actually be enjoying that a little bit later on, although, because once I've done this, I sort of feel like now we can go and check into our hotel. What we normally do is every time we come, we have these phases. So point 1 is getting to the airport on time, point 2 is making it onto the plane, point 3 is landing, point 4 is getting your luggage, point 5 is getting to the venue, and then various increments up to the point where stuff like this works. And then the final version 1 is we get to the hotel and we have been assigned twin rooms rather than we're sleeping top to tail. So yeah. Anyway, chaps, thank you. Thank you so much. Have a great show tonight, Gaz. I'll try and tune in, and if we might be able to spare. I'm sure Simon Forsyth, who's been around, might be able to help you with a bit of production. But I can't speak for him. There he is. Oh look, there he is. Look at that. So that must mean that we can be heard. Yeah, I don't know whether he said yes, he would.
We can loud and clear.
We can hear you.
Oh,
You probably can't hear us very clearly, but we can hear you.
Yes, we can hear you fine. We can hear you fine. Excellent. All right, well, okay.
All right, so Gaz is on in half an hour, right?
Gaz is on in half an hour,
mate.
right. All right, nice one. Thanks to all the chatties. We got there in the end. Oh, that's the wrong one. It's that one, isn't it? All the chatties. I didn't quite get it set up, but so we'll do better. We'll do another one tomorrow, same time. We've got 3 more to go, and hopefully there might be a bit more content. But thanks to you folks for joining us. That was the end of the Superbooth live stream number 1. See you next time.